You are now listening to The Backseat Critics, the movie review podcast.
All right, and welcome back to The Backseat Critics. My name is Andrew.
I hate that you've been doing this lately to me. This is the worst thing in the world. Okay, thank you. We started the podcast again. Thank you. Why you don't leave the people blank? Nobody likes an awkward silence. Continue, please, since you started.
All right, so today we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy from 2012, 14, something like that. I actually didn't check.
Yeah, and you started the episode, so that's fantastic. You're doing fantastic today.
You know what? You don't even know the year. What was the year? Well, just out of curiosity.
I don't need to because you decided to start the episode, so it's okay.
You know what? Let's start the episode over.
No, it's fine.
But we're all going to do this in one take. Go ahead.
Oh, we're already here.
All
we're
right.
right here. So we're already talking about Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right. So today we're talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and we'll be talking about a couple news topics, including Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and some popcorn buckets.
Poppity pop.
We'll go into our quiz question, followed by our three topics. We're talking characters. We're talking scenes. We're talking what moments.
Okay. I can roll with these.
These are good?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
All right. Do you want to dive into our first topic?
Yeah. Let's go into this, the magical news. That's what magic sounds like to you? I feel like magic...
It's like looming threat, yeah.
Magic should be more, like, chimey.
Bling, bling.
No, that's just a telephone. You should pick that up.
How is that not magical?
No, it should be like... Okay, now slow down. Sounds a little better than what
Give
you
me
did
a beat.
before. Yeah, I'm not going to.
Are you sure?
No beats here.
All right, so we're going into the news here. What's topic number one? You want to go into the popcorn buckets?
Yeah, so they're coming out with a new popcorn bucket, and Disneyland, it looks like it's going to be a droid. A droid popcorn bucket.
Droid popcorn bucket.
I don't get why popcorn buckets are so big.
Why they get?
There.
Are they expecting people to use these?
They do. When you go into Disneyland, you see people walking around. Some people have like 2 or 3 around them. Or 4.
Have you tried to clean out like a container you've had like popcorn in? There's just so much oil.
Oil or butter or something in there. Yep.
It gets gross immediately the first time.
Well, what's funny about the popcorn buckets, too, is that Disney, once they have all the popcorn buckets that don't sell, they would go ahead and they give them to Goodwill.
Really?
And you can buy them really cheap at a special Goodwill in Anaheim.
Huh.
Like $1 or $2.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
I mean, $1 is actually kind of a steal, but it's plastic. So
I mean, granted, I do have a popcorn bucket myself at home from Disneyland, and it is the Toy Story Alien, but it was never used, thankfully.
Okay.
So, but I feel like some of them can be cool, some of them can look cool, but the rage of them, like the fact that those lines can get huge for just a popcorn bucket.
And are people actually like, are they actually, when you buy the popcorn bucket, do you have to buy it with popcorn?
No.
So you can buy the popcorn bucket just
buy
like
the bucket
as it's okay. Interesting. I didn't know that these were like this popular.
Yeah, they're a big rage in Disneyland.
Who's just not got like a big bowl around the house that they just dump popcorn into?
I mean, some of them are collectibles, like they're cool. Like, I mean, I collect Toy Story Alien stuff. That's kind of cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But these people, I don't know what they do. They pick it up and I don't know what they do with them.
Anyways, do you want to go into topic number 2?
Yeah.
Just briefly.
We got Mr. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the rumor mill. There's a rumor mill out there about some kidnapping stuff that he has supposedly performed. And who knows if this is actually real or not.
Yeah. I'll go out on a limb here and just say that the list of defendants is 300. It's like 23 pages long of defendants, and this lady's got a kind of sketchy background, but we'll see.
I hope it doesn't ruin his ties with Disney, and I hope Disney can see past this. I mean, we already
Seems doubtful.
They do. I mean,
They saw past. I mean, if this is just like a frivolous nothing lawsuit, I mean, they saw past James Gunn's like raunchy tweets from 2009.
sure, but they didn't see past Johnny Depp's stuff with Amber Heard.
Touche.
So, thankfully, from what I've heard, is that Johnny's back in their good graces, though, and should be on the new Pirates of the Caribbean if one ever comes out.
Oh, jeez, they're still making those. Okay.
Possibly.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Do you wanna dive into our quiz topic before we before we do our 2-minute summary?
Let's do the quiz question.
All right. So we're talking Drax, played by
Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. How long do you think it took him to get into costume? Prosthetics.
Fudge. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard of that number before. I don't know off the top of my head. But it's a good one.
It is a good one. It's not honestly as long as I thought. But
I was
we'll come
expecting
back to
you
that.
to, like, when you brought up Dave Bautista, to ask me like a wrestling question or something. I was like, I'm ready. And then you dropped that. I was like, I'm not ready.
Nope.
So, hey,
I know my audience.
we're going the other way.
All right. 2-minute summary. Since I took lead on this podcast.
You took lead again.
Do you want to do the 2-minute summary?
Nope, because you took lead again and you decided to jump the gun, so go ahead.
You know, I opened up this podcast, so you got to take this 2-minute summary.
Nope. You jumped the gun again. Each time
You know what?
decided to jump the gun,
Okay.
I'm going to let you do it.
Odds or evens?
No, it's okay. I'm already going to start the 2-minute timer for you. And and Andrew has 2 minutes.
All right, so we start off this movie, and what's his face? Peter Quill steals a little round silver ball. Thank you for the timer. I don't need to see it. I have a timer right here.
I don't see one, but it's okay. The timer's clicking.
All right.
Tick,
So
tick,
anyways,
tick.
he steals a little silver ball. Some people attack him. It's whatever. He tries to sell the little silver ball to what looks like Howard Stern in 5 years, and Howard Stern's like, nah, I don't want that. And he gets into a street fight with a raccoon, a tree, and robot lady, and they all get arrested. They break out from prison, which is whatever. I mean, you know, it's breaking out from prison. I mean, we've all done it, guys. We've all done it. I'm looking at you, RJ.
What?
I've done it. You've done it. We've all done it. Anyways.
I guess I've done it in video games before.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyways, when they break out of prison, they're captured by Mohawk dude, and who looks like he's in, I don't know, some ska cover band, and then they're like, oh hey, they're going to attack the planet. Oh no! And then they go and save the planet, and then they kill the bad guy, and then they're like, oh hey, look, Peter Quill's not all human. He's part planet person or something. I don't know. And then they're gone. That's it. That's the movie.
Okay. Way to make it sound terrible, but that's okay.
You know?
That's okay. We can dive into it. So,
am I wrong?
yes. A little
How?
bit. I mean, where's Ronan in all this? Where was Thanos? And that guy doesn't look like Howard Stern in 5 years. He looks like Jack Frost from Santa Claus 3, Martin Short.
No.
Yes.
No.
You shut your pirate mouth, okay?
You put Howard Stern and some cornrows, you shave him down a little bit.
I'm severely disappointed in you, but it's okay. Welcome to the intermission of this episode of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Heyo!
Today we wanted to give a shout out to our guy, Beach Bums Never Die,
On Instagram.
If you're in the Southern California area, if you're even just looking up for some cool Hawaiian shirts.
Some sick handmade Hawaiian shirts.
Custom. You
Yes.
can do custom work too. Take a look at his Instagram, Beach Bums Never Die.
Check it out in the show notes. Another shout out to our friends at the Play No Games podcast.
Silly Bobillies.
To take willies. We'll be working with them
We
for a little bit.
are considered their rafters, I guess, on their show, aka the critics.
Yes. But yeah, stay tuned to them if you want to hear some more similar but dissimilar content. Now back to the show.
Yep.
All right. So we want to jump into characters?
Let's jump into characters.
Unless you have a better 2-minute summary.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna let people hear that because you decided to steal the beginning of the show, so it's okay.
Okay. I've taken what is mine.
That's fine.
Let's go into characters.
Oh no, I forgot to record something for the characters. So here's something. Characters. Who are they? What are they doing? I don't know
All right. What is your number one character?
My number one character is going to be Drax.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
His comedy. Just his comedy. Like, everything goes over his head. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are fast, or whatever he says.
Just that deadpan kind of like I don't get any jokes, metaphors,
Sarcasm.
idioms.
None of that.
Gotcha.
Love it.
Perfect. My number one is going to be Rocket.
Same thing in the jail, and he wants to steal the
Steal the leg.
Yep.
Yep. I don't know. Totally entertained while that guy is on screen.
Yeah.
He's fun.
My number 2 is gonna be Yondu.
Yondu. That's an interesting pick.
I like Yondu because just his little arrow.
His little.
Yeah.
If I could whistle.
When he's sitting there, he just shows that he's kind of shown that he's got a little bit of a heart somewhere in there. I like Yondu.
Okay. So my next pick, I'm gonna do Lee Pace as Ronan.
Why do you pick that?
I kind of enjoyed seeing Lee Pace in a role kind of chewing the scenery. It would have been nice to see a little bit more, but just in a role that wasn't typical for him.
Yeah, he was okay.
I just felt like seeing Lee Pace outside of...
He could have been better.
Really? You're doing this to me.
No, because he's my number 3 anyways. Ronan's my number 3. I just wanted to give you a little bit, stress you out just a tiny bit.
Oh, I don't care what you think. I'm just like,
No,
it's nice seeing Lee Pace in something new.
He was a solid villain.
Yeah.
I mean, it was something new. He rocked Legolas's dad in the Hobbit series.
Yeah, he did.
So,
but yeah.
All right, number 3. Who you got for your number 3? Mine was Ronan, just to make it clear. Ronan, number 3 for me.
Okay.
Number 3 for you.
My number 3. I feel like I got to go with Groot.
Rock the Vin Diesel there.
I am happy that they stuck with just one line through the whole movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got joy from that.
Definitely solid. Him and Rocket have a pretty good tandem. So.
Yep.
I do enjoy the two of them.
I don't know. I have too much else to add there. The characters in this felt kind of flat, to be honest. I felt like the most compelling one maybe was Rocket if they spent a bit more time on him, but that was about it.
Well, I think the characters in this have a better... They left it off in a good area. I know we'll probably get into this a little later, but I feel like they left it off in a good... By keeping it flat, making you want to question you. I want more of these guys because I don't have all my questions answered about these guys. Like, I see them join together. What are their backstories? I mean, it was such a random group of heroes. I feel like Marvel, when they released this movie, that was kind of like, who are these guys? When they came out. I don't think a lot of people knew who Guardians of the Galaxy were. Yeah, exactly. So that when they released it, everybody's like, okay, this is pretty rad. This is pretty good, you know? And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I need more. Like, what? They just dropped that Peter Quill is a spaceman.
Spaceman.
Okay. What kind of spaceman is he, you know? Gamora, she's backstabbed her dad, supposedly.
Dad.
Yeah, so what
Sorry, air quotes to listeners.
what's gonna happen with her?
Yeah.
Drax, he was trying to avenge his family, you know, but you know he doesn't really have a lot more behind him. Rocket, we don't know how he was made. Groot, we got nothing about Groot.
Got nothing about Groot.
So, give me more.
I don't know. I just felt they were kind of flat, and their motivations here for some of the characters felt kind of.
They're greedy, but
No, that wasn't my problem. It's just some of their motivations seemed inconsistent or just not there. But I digress.
anyways,
I'm talking about Peter. Anyways, you want to go into the next topic?
yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay. All right. Next topic, scenes.
We're off to talk about C,
What's happening?
the magical
What is going
wizard
on?
of scenes.
I'm so confused. Everything.
All right.
What's
so
your number one scene?
my number one scene, I'm going to go with the prison scene.
You son of a gun. I'm sorry, but that is my favorite scene too. You're talking about when they break out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole breaking out part.
The
yes.
whole breaking out part. The rest of it was fine,
Actually,
but
when they get in there too.
it's kind of cute.
When,
Yeah.
When they're like, this is Peter Quill, and he's doing the whole flipping off thing, and they're, hey, this is Groot.
Yeah. That was like some of the earliest marketing for the movie was like that
Yep, that scene.
the intake scene. Yeah.
So the intake and then them escaping. Those are the those two in this prison. I think would be my favorite scene.
Okay.
My number one. So
Yeah.
good comedy.
Yes. He finally got the guy's leg.
Yep.
So yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that. What's your number two?
My number two scene would probably be when Rocket and our Drax and our good friend Groot are outside of Yondu's ship, when Gamora and Peter Quill were trapped, and they are threatening to blow up the ship.
Okay.
And then they go
But
into
they've already
the
worked
plan.
out the plan and stuff.
Yeah, and they said
Yeah.
everything was okay, and he goes, "I wasn't part of the minutia or whatever." And then they go inside and they like try to make up a plan, and they talk about how Peter Quill only has like a 12% of a plan or whatever.
Yeah.
So that whole scenes together, I think, would be my number two.
Okay. My number two is going to be when they are on, I think it's Xandar is the planet.
'Kay.
Quill first comes out of Stern's office where he was just cut out of a deal.
Yeah.
And they get into the big fight between is it Gamora, Rocket, and then Groot. I enjoyed that moment where they're all just kind of fighting over the sphere, and Quill and stuff like that. Had kind of a Tom and Jerry kind of vibe to it.
It's definitely a cartoony vibe, because
Yeah.
it was like something would happen and the next person would break out of it, like a Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a Looney,
exactly.
if they were to battle, it would be kind of like a real life battle. That's how it would kind of turn out.
Yeah. Or Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Ish. Sure.
Hey, come on. Tom and Jerry.
Sure.
There's the bulldog. You've got the third party there.
Sure.
I'm just saying I'm right.
Okay.
Just admit it. What's your number two?
I'll let you think that way. No, this would be my number three now.
What's your number two?
I already said my number two.
I know. Go for it.
Okay. So my number three would be at the very end when they're getting on Peter Quill's ship, and he goes, "What if I want to?" Like Drax is saying, "What if I want to tear somebody's spine out of them?" They go, "Well, that'd be murder." And then
Okay.
there's one of Rocket where he goes, "Well, if I want to steal something because I want it more than them," he goes, "Well, that's theft." And he goes, "But I want it more. You don't understand." I like that. And then Peter's like, "I'll watch over him." So that was kind of a good comedy scene. I enjoyed the good way to wrap it up, kind of in the end.
Okay. Okay. I am trying to think of a first favorite scene, and I'm struggling. So I'm going to go with that opening scene with Quill going in to retrieve the
Oh, that's a great scene too.
scene.
Now, how
the
long do
sphere.
you think that girl was on the ship for?
I don't know.
Like, he just decided to wake up. Do you think he was wasted? Like, spaceman wasted?
I mean, how long does a spaceman wasted last?
I don't know, because he decided, that guy woke up that day.
Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, today's the day I want to go get the sphere.
Yeah, with this other girl on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Forgets all about her, goes and gets the sphere, has this whole dancing scene, grabs a lizard, screams into the lizard, throws the lizard.
Yep.
Fights some, I'm going to butcher his name. I'm not even try to say it.
Go ahead.
No.
Try.
Nope.
Try.
Nope. Nope. I can't even.
Try.
Nope. You know, the guy from Blood Diamond.
Okay.
And escapes, and then the girl pops up. How long do you think that girl was there for?
I was just thinking overnight.
So you think he flew there in the morning, just totally woke up next to the stranger, forgot all about her?
No. So I'm saying, like, maybe this is like the afternoon. Night before, they
Made Nick.
fell asleep. He woke up, got some coffee, made his plans.
You don't think that they're sleeping next to each other on that ship? I mean, there wasn't, like, there's multiple beds on that ship.
I don't think so.
Mm.
Also, maybe he could have just bailed right after and just forgot that she was there. So
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm thinking this is like day after.
This is one of those things that I kind of wonder about. But it's a good scene, too. The good opening scene.
So here's my just minor rant. You know what? Let's go into final thoughts. No.
What about
No,
the
no, we
what?
want- Okay.
moments?
You know what? Yeah. Sorry. I'm having a day here.
I could tell, man. Seriously, this is what happens when you try to steal the beginning lines of the show from me. That's okay.
I didn't steal anything from you.
That's okay. I hope you learned your lesson today.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? What was that? I would say one of my what moments would just be the whole collector.
Okay.
I mean,
Just collecting people.
yeah. Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. Was it Cosmo, the space dog?
Yep.
The
Can't Cosmo
the-
talk, right?
I think so, yeah. The former assistant girl,
Yep.
some other random people. He just collects people and spheres.
He is crazy. He's like in the can of worms that those, or the toads or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Where they just collect people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a Mike, the collector.
Right.
He's such a Mike.
Also, really seems like Benicio del Toro does this in real life.
He probably does.
I just
The way he vibes. He was actually a really good character in this movie.
I actually enjoyed him.
His vibes are great. I'm upset that you don't see him more in the Marvel universe.
No, you need more of him. Yeah, no, I actually had a blast with him, and I really get the feeling that Benicio del Toro, if you were to go to his place, you might see some people in some jars just hanging around.
Oh yeah, it's in Disneyland. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
Oh, good.
Isn't that
That's
it?
just where he lives?
Yeah, in that ride.
Wow. Could you imagine waking up and just people just riding through your house?
You should.
You're taking a shower, you just see people going by, and you're like, this is my life.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's probably high up in there, and you probably hear the of the elevators. I don't even know that those turn off at night or anything, too. They probably don't.
I would
Maybe they
imagine
do. Or maybe they don't turn off, but they don't, because Disneyland doesn't really turn off. Like, it's a small world. They don't turn that thing off. That thing goes all night.
Huh.
So they probably turn off, because I think you have to hit a button for it to go. So they probably, obviously, they don't hit the button at night. So it's probably ready in the next morning to,
Just hit and go.
yeah. That's why those
Gotcha.
rides break down so often.
That makes sense. So my number one what moment. Did you already go to yours?
Yeah, just the collector collecting things.
Gotcha.
The things he collects.
I'm already forgetting here. So my number one what moment. It's a minor rant. I'll keep this to a minimum.
Okay.
For folks who don't want to listen, go ahead and fast forward about 10 minutes in the future here.
End the show. Okay.
Okay. So at the very end, Peter jumps out. They smash the what's-his-face's hammer.
Ronan. Yep.
Yep. They
And a
smash
great
Ronan's hammer.
distraction. Yep.
Okay. The little blue diamond falls. Peter jumps out. He grabs it. Okay. And he starts to, disintegrate. There's energy all around. His friends touch on, power and friendship, all that stupid stuff. Anyways, we flash to a bit later. He puts the little gem into a different sphere.
Yeah.
With a nice big kind of cup in it, and then he gives a sphere to Yondu. And we see Yondu opening this up later, and there's a troll in it.
Yeah.
Like the little like troll dolls that you get in like I don't know.
90s
Yeah.
trolls. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that they did this for like script writing, but the inside of those spheres are like there's a ton of space in there. That's like as big as your palm. And he had planned on Yondu probably grabbing that the sphere was going to go to Yondu, hence the troll being in there. That was in there before they fought Ronan. So why, when he jumped out, why wasn't the sphere in his hand to catch it in there so he wouldn't die like he saw the assistant lady earlier?
Okay.
Because the inside of that sphere was big. It's big enough to fit a troll.
So to push back at you on this,
Okay.
before you hit a car and rear end a car, why aren't you pulling your parking brake?
Say what?
Before you rear end a car,
Mm-hmm.
why aren't you pulling your parking brake? Because your car will stop if you pull the parking brake,
Right.
right?
Okay. I'm just trying to understand
Or
what
why-
the point you're trying to make.
Why
here.
aren't you trying to shift it back up into to park? Because then it'll slam, right? Like it won't hit the other car, but it will stop itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have too much adrenaline and everything going on that you're probably not even thinking about that. Same situation here. Is he probably has too much adrenaline to even think about that. So as a movie, we're like, oh, why don't you do that? But
Okay. 2 seconds. Catch it in sphere.
sure. But it's probably also in the sense of now you have all this pain in you. It's probably getting him like some sort of shock. Something to where he can't take it and decide. Think of it when
They
Oh,
were
no,
able.
wait.
They were able to do it later.
you know what, you haven't even seen the other Avengers movies, so never mind.
Yeah. No. Okay. So after he disintegrates Ronan, he's able to just pop it into the thing later. Not a problem.
But wasn't he grabbing everybody else grabbing him, so they were able to transfer the power?
Yeah, but that's
Because they were the Guardians of the
alleged-
Galaxy.
it's allegedly not why he was able to withstand that. It was because he's part space person, not because his friends were holding on.
I think you're failing on this one. I gotta disagree with you on this one and go a different direction. We're gonna have to agree to disagree.
Is there something later on in the in Marvel that I'm missing out on?
A little bit, and I can explain it to you a little bit later
Okay.
if you like to.
I just feel
Off the record.
I know that they did it so they could have that ham-fisted line later that, oh, hey, you're not all human, which was so stupid. But not that he's half spaceman, but that they
And sets you up for Guardians of the Galaxy too.
that they
Not as good.
that they ham-fisted in there. But I don't know. I just felt like that whole setup was stupid.
Okay.
So
Sorry you felt that way.
it's fine. It's fine. It just they planned. They just didn't.
You know what?
Plan
They're not
ahead.
perfect.
No, I understand that.
Movies
It's
aren't
just-
perfect.
I know.
Except for the Elf movie.
An Alpha movie is perfection, but and Caddyshack too. But
Oh gosh, please. You had me at Caddyshack, and then you said 2. I was like, okay, nope.
for the audience, I am joking. For RJ, I am not.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, no, that was my number one moment. And you know what? 4 minutes. That's not bad.
So people fast forward 4 minutes ahead. Even this was after the 4 minutes.
All right. What's your number 2?
The number 2 is the gravity system inside the jail, I believe.
Okay.
I don't feel like the rules were made very well inside there for that, and I don't think that's very safe to have access to that necessarily inside that room.
No.
So I felt like there was some brokenness there.
My question is, why would you ever need to turn that off?
You mean turn it on? Or turn off the gravity? Yes. There's that too. So, well, I mean, I guess you could make a virus or something.
To shut it down?
Yeah, maybe it's always on or that's always activated, but maybe Rocket made a virus or something to attack that certain part of of the computer. That's just my guess. Throwing it out there. I'm just going to say, did you see the guards in that place? They weren't the smartest, so...
No.
Probably not the smartest.
All right. Fair enough. But no, I'm right there with you. That's maybe kind of inconsistent.
Yes. You got number 2?
Yeah. My number 2. Why did the collector keep the first assistant?
I'm going to run this past you. What if it was his very first assistant? And the other
like you're keeping your first dollar as like a
No.
that kind
No. What if this was his very first assistant?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's on like his 10th or 13th that we saw, right? I don't know. Just spitballing here, right? He's keeping the first one to make an example of when you mess up, what happens to you.
Okay. But he says, hey, put your elbows into it. Don't forget what happened to the last one. And camera pans over to that one, suggesting that was the last one.
That is true.
So,
But I'm just going with that idea, running with my idea.
But also, as long as you're fed and stuff, what's so bad about being kept in there? Instead of being like a slave to this dude and have to like clean up.
Okay, in all honesty, it probably would really suck to be trapped in there all day because you've got nothing to do except, I guess, look at all of his other things that he's collected. But you're just sitting in there and just going, what the heck is going on? So, all right, you look like a caveman doing that, so it's okay.
I'm just saying. So that's my number 2. What's your number 3?
You know, I don't really have too many what moments from this movie, just because it is a sci-fi-ish movie. It was done in a way that I'm just kind of like, there's not a lot of things for me to question. So I don't think I have a number 3 or anything like that.
Really?
No, I don't think I have another thing to question inside this movie. I guess, why was, yeah, let's question this. Thanos.
Yeah, he had all of a minute and a half of screen time.
Yeah, but it looked like he was just kind of sitting on a planet inside a chair. It didn't even look like he was like in a spaceship or anything that we've seen Thanos.
It looked like an asteroid toilet.
Yeah, he was just sitting on an asteroid basically inside this floating chair being like, I'm Thanos. Don't you mess with me.
And they dropped some line that he's like the most powerful being or something like that. And it's like, who's this dude?
Yeah. So why was Thanos just chilling on a rock in the middle of space, I guess?
Can he breathe out there? Do they address that later?
All of them are breathing out there.
Just totally fine.
All of them. Look at him.
Right. But like, do they address that later in the...
No.
movie? Huh.
No, they're all just... I guess they're going to
Does he have a spaceship, or does he just ride down to Earth in the... Was it Endgame and...
He's got a ship.
Oh, he has a spaceship.
He's got a ship, yep.
But he just decides to float around an asteroid once in a while?
Just for Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Why?
I don't know.
Why are we doing... Okay.
So there's the what? That's my number 3.
Where's the Thanos copter?
That's where I'm going to... What are the rules of Thanos inside... what are the rules of these other species?
That's actually a good question, because Ronan is surprised that Quill is able to hold onto the stone, because he's like, oh, hey, you're mortal. So what is Ronan?
Kree.
Are they not mortal?
They're mortal, but not human.
Okay. But
They're,
he says
they're
you're
an
not.
alien species.
He says you're not mortal. Or you're mortal, suggesting that. So my number 3 is going to be...
Ronan's rituals.
Ronan's rituals and cults. And his weird Lovecraftian little bath that he takes. No, I'm kidding. We'll avoid that. What we'll talk about instead is Nova Corps' stupid, ineffective way of apparently stopping ships by just making a big net and pushing it against the ship a little bit.
Yeah, that was pretty silly.
And the moment the ship is a bit too strong, 3/4 of that just blow up.
Yeah.
What a stupid, ineffective. Like, I know that we're dealing with like stupid societies and people make mistakes and stuff like that. This seemed flawed from the beginning.
That's their defense mechanisms.
It was so stupid.
Well, that's our what moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Final thoughts.
This movie it's fun. It's a popcorn movie.
But without the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna give this 4.5, maybe 5 out of 10. It's
Oh my gosh, I feel so hurt here. I feel betrayed.
it's the best of Marvel's. Okay, fine.
Top 3 Marvel movie, easily.
Maybe 5.5. I'll give it 5.5.
Wow. Everybody knows your hate for Marvel now.
This is the best of Marvel, like the MCU. I feel like that there's other Marvel movies previously that were better, not like Iron Man or any of those, but like outside the MCU that were better.
Okay.
This just didn't do it for me. Besides inconsistent tone, weird ham-fisted dialogue from time to time, which I can work past, but it also just kind of had that. It was a bit more finesse of that cookie cutter MCU style that we've seen before.
Well, I'm going the other way, and I'm going to give it like a 8 to 8.5.
Seriously.
Seriously, I really enjoy the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow.
It's a top 3 Marvel movie. The comedy in it is pretty solid. It gives me a good laugh. I think the first time I watched it actually gave me a little chuckle out loud.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to do for movies unless you're Will Ferrell. So,
Touche.
and it has John C. Reilly, which is pretty close to Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I mean, he was in it for all of 45 seconds, but,
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
But I'd give it, 8 to 8.5. I love Marvel or the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Love it.
Fair enough.
At least this one. The other 2, I don't know about 3 yet. We'll see.
We'll see.
But 2,
Stay tuned.
Thor and Love and Thunder, the beginning scenes with them, that's pretty funny.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Or when when they show up in Avengers Endgame, sometimes they're a little dry. But other parts are pretty funny, especially when Thor arrives and teams up with them. It gets pretty funny when he's up there. So
Okay.
I think, I mean, if they add Thor into it, I think it adds another level, obviously. But
Yeah.
that's my thoughts. I enjoy this movie. I think most people, kids, probably not. Probably definitely stick to that PG-13 rating.
Yeah.
The sexual jokes in here.
Yeah, definitely. If it's like a 13, 14, maybe
Oh, yeah.
15-year-old, you're pretty
Just
safe.
know
12,
your kid.
maybe.
Know your kid.
Yeah,
Maybe, you could probably go as low as 9 or 10, maybe even.
maybe. Yeah.
Just know your kid.
Um,
Know that if they can handle
This
those
is-
jokes or if they're going to go right over their head, just like Drax.
this definitely, like the rest of the MCU, are definitely kind of like kids, early teen movies. So yeah, that's par for the course.
If you know your kid.
Yeah.
Somewhere in, early teens. 10 maybe. 9 even, maybe. Depending on your kid. Know your kid.
But yeah, so that's our final thoughts. Next week we'll be doing Fast and Furious.
Oh,
I'm
family.
I am dropping this early. You folks have been asking for this. We had 10 people showing up today, knocking at my front door, asking, "Hey, when are we going to get that Fast and Furious?"
How did they get your address? I want to know that first.
I don't know, but they're coming in hordes asking for that Fast and Furious review. And you know what?
They're coming fast and furious, asking for the review.
I thought we were family.
About family.
But anyways, if you like what we do, hit that subscribe button. Hit like, hit comments, say something nice, or say something rude. It's whatever. stay tuned for next time.
We out.